Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we are bringing you Day 3 at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2952. That's right, Day 3, and it's Aegis Dynamics Day. The big boy, the one that has some of the most fun capital ships and other ships in the game for you to enjoy. Let's find out which ships are on sale, shall we? So let's scroll down a little bit. And right off the bat, we have the Avenger Stalker, and that is going to be on sale for $60. You could go over to the Avenger Titan. It is $55. The Avenger Titan Renegade, which is the special edition version of the Titan. It's just different colors and different loadout. It is $75. Then you have the Avenger Warlock for $85. Now, all of these should come with 10-month or 120-month insurance, so it's 10 years of insurance. That's a long time. It's just as good as lifetime insurance on your ships. I mean, I can't imagine somebody using these ships for more than 10 years. I guess it could happen. Then we have the Aegis Eclipse, which is the stealth bomber. It has size 9 torpedoes, 3 of them. Can make short work of some of the other big ships from the Aegis lineup. This one has a special upgrade offer, so you can, with Warbond, you can get a sizable discount on the Eclipse right now, and it also comes with some different paint jobs and stuff. $300 for your Eclipse. The Gladius, which is the premier light fighter, you can't say enough about this ship. It's aging in the UEE fleet, but it still performs. It's still a fantastic light fighter. It's just a fun fly as well. $90 if you want to go to the Gladius. Then we move up to the Gladius Valiant, which again is a special edition version of the Gladius. It just has a different paint job and different weapons loadout. $110. Then we start getting into some of the bigger ships, like this one, the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead is $725. This thing is quite nasty if you have the crew to fill it up. It has 6 size 4 turrets. So the turrets all have 4 size 4 guns on it. It can be really devastating against anti-aircraft. That's really where it's going to shine. Moving on, we have the Idris P at $1,500. These are limited stock. You can get $1,300 for Warbond, which is probably the way to go because the credit system is already sold out. But you can still get one for Warbond, and you'd be able to update this to the Idris K as well. So something to keep in mind, if you need to have a frigate in your fleet, this thing could be pretty nasty with the Idris K upgrades, which the Idris K upgrades are another $250. So make sure you have your wallet out for those as well. Let's go ahead and move on to the next big daddy, which is the Javelin. So the Javelin, $3,000 for credit, and it's $2,700 for Warbond. Break out your wallet, guys. This is the biggest ship you can own. CIG says you won't be able to own a ship bigger than this and be able to store it in like a hangar or make it despawn. Now you will be able to get your hands on a Bengal, but you're going to have to man it 24/7. A Javelin, you won't have to do that. This is a massive ship, and it's definitely going to be hard to fill it with just a bunch of people. You're going to have some NPCs as well. You're going to have a decent sized org to fill one of these. Like I said, it's massive. It's almost 500 meters long. So if that gives you any idea, size 12 torpedoes. These guns are big and nasty. This is one of my favorite ships that we can't fly yet in the game, but I'm looking forward to getting my hands on my Javelin and getting it outfitted for my org. So yeah, awesome ship, 2,700 war bond. Oh, let's go back now down to $725 for the Aegis Nautilus, which is a tactical mine layer and sweeper. You're going to have drones that are going to be able to put these mines out in space. 3 different kinds of mines right now that they talked about. Some are like homing mines, some are, turret mines. There's all sorts of different ways they could do this. I guess they could do an EMP mine as well, but you'll be able to distribute a few mines, and you'll be able to pick some mines up, whether they're yours or somebody else's. Your drones should be able to have the capability to disarm some of those mines that are out there. Moving on to the granddaddy of salvage. This one still shocks me that it's only $400. I would think that this thing would go up to $500-$600, and it still may. It's such a huge ship, and it's going to be a lot of fun when they have all of salvage in, and you're able to use this thing to its full capability with the big hand at the end, the big claw at the end of it. Supposedly in 318, this thing's going to be able to do some hull stripping like the Vulture will from Drake, but it's not going to be able to, tear apart ships like it's intended to do just yet. But the Reclaimer is a bargain at $400. Then we have the gunship, the Redeemer. This thing is awesome. A lot of fun to fly with friends. You can have 4 different people on this ship at the same time easily, and everybody can have a function or duty to do as far as turrets. It's just great for a small crew that want to live the life of mercenaries or combat pilots, people out in the verse. $325. This thing is probably worth that, to be honest. There's some ships that aren't. There's some ships that are way worth it. This one's probably about right for a multi-crew ship. I mean, maybe it could have a little better cargo space. Maybe eventually it'll have modules, and you'll be able to get a more cargo-based variant or a dropship variant. I don't know. They talked about a couple different versions of it, but it's a really great deal for this particular ship. Then we move on to the Retaliator. So the base Retaliator has modules available for it. Now, I haven't seen the modules in a really long time, so I don't know when they plan on bringing those back. You can upgrade into the base Retaliator as well. Let's not worry about too much what the specs are on it. It does come bristling with turrets and a bunch of size 3 guns, like Panther repeaters, a couple of Badger repeaters. This thing can definitely have a large crew. We're talking about, I think, up to 8 people can fly in the Retaliator. It's normally a torpedo bomber, which is what we're going to see next. Is that $275? It's got the 2 torpedo bays, whereas the $150 one, you can put 2 different modules in it. It could be a living quarters, it could be a Titan bay, which is for the massive Titan suits. You could do torpedo in one. It's going to have different modules you'll be able to sit in there to make the ship more versatile than the regular Retaliator bomber. The Retaliator bomber comes with 6 torps right now that are size 9. I think originally it was 9. I still think it should have that many. Maybe people will disagree, but I think it should have the 9 torpedoes. But $275 for this thing. It's crazy that this thing is less expensive than the Eclipse because it has more torpedoes. Even though the Eclipse is quite stealthy, I don't know. This thing may go up in price eventually, so keep your eye on that. Then we go down to the Aegis Saber, which is the medium stealth fighter that is in the Aegis fleet. Now, this one was supposed to be put up against the Hornet when they were trying to find new ships to replace their aging fleet, or maybe it was supposed to go against the F-8C Lightning, and it just didn't quite cut the mustard. So Aegis, put this out for everybody to have. And it's a fun little ship, 4 size 3 lasers on it, or 4 size 3 weapon hardpoints on it. Kind of stealthy. Not the most maneuverable fighter out there. It is a medium fighter size, so I mean it's like it's not heavy, it's not light, it's in between. And right now with the meta, it's not the best ship to have, but eventually it will be better than what it is. The Saber Comet is again a special edition version, $185. You get the paint skin, and it comes with a couple of scatter guns on this particular version, but the loadout is different than the regular Saber. Is it worth it? Yeah, I don't know. If you're a collector, maybe. Now we move on to the Vanguard series. The Vanguard Harbinger. This is the bomber, the long-range fighter bomber from the Vanguard series. The secondary person on this ship can control this turret, which was a missile turret the last I checked. It looks like they've got a gun turret on the top. But this thing comes with 4 size 2s here and capable of mounting a size 5 in the front. And then it's got a couple of size 2s on the turret, which I think they need to up those to size 3s, but that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. This thing also comes with size 5 torpedoes. So you can fire torpedoes. It does have that bomber-esque quality. Size 5s really don't do a whole lot right now in the game. I hope that they change that in the future. So $290 for the Harbinger, $235 for the Vanguard Hoplite, which is more of a long-range dropship boarding vessel. I don't know what you want to call it. It's a fighter still, but it's got jump seats in the back for some extra, crew or extra fighters, Marines, whatever you want to call them, so that they can get out at a destination or try to board a, vessel somewhere. Quite a bit difference between 290 and 235. Definitely, I don't know. It depends on what you're doing, but this could be worth it for you. Then we move on to the Vanguard Sentinel at $275. This is the EMP version, or the interdictor, the e-warfare version of the Vanguard. So it's going to have some sort of capability of hacking other ships or bringing down other ship systems, so that the rest of the fleet around you can take those ships out easier, or so you can take it out yourself. But again, the same kind of armament, 4 size 2s, a size 5, and a couple of size 2s on the turret. Then the Vanguard Warden, which is the straight up fighter out of the Vanguard series, $260. This thing is tough as nails, has long range to it. Now, the Vanguards don't fly super maneuverably, but they are pretty tough. Eventually, they're going to have this armor is going to be damn near impenetrable, and these ships are known to limp back to civilization with pretty much just like one engine and the crew compartment left. They're supposed to be extremely durable, so I'm looking forward to the days that the Vanguard is that durable. I don't know. These feel like they need to be upped to size 3s to me, but nobody's probably going to listen to me when it comes to the sizing of the guns on some of these ships. But as a heavy fighter, and that's what it's designed as, it needs to pack a little bit more of a punch, if you ask me, especially since it has no maneuverability compared to some of the other heavy fighters out there. Then we have the Vulcan. This one's going to be for repairing, refueling, and rearming. $200. Probably a jack of all trades and a good one at $200. Don't have a lot on this because it's not out yet, but if it's going to be capable of all 3 of those things, it's going to be a worthy, I guess, Johnny on the spot out in the verse for people. So there you have it. That is Aegis Day. Make sure you watch the Jax McCleary video. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. You have the Aegis Complete Pack for $8,095 on Warbond, or if you do credits, it's $8,995. And then, of course, the Gear Pack, which you can get all your in-game gear, and then you have merchandise as usual. Guys, thank you for tuning in once again. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy. Be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about Aegis. And we'll see you guys out in the verse.